Greetings from Kids Art Fun. We're doing another big building today and another building in India. We're going to draw the Parliament building where the government sits.
What do you mean by that, Papa? Where the government sits?
Ah, Jane, that's an expression that means that's where the government meets and decides on governmental things.
It looks like a pretty fancy building.
Well, it is. It's built in the shape of a huge circle with lots and lots of columns. Look, I'm already started drawing it. Okay, we're going to put the line for the bottom of the building where it meets the ground first. Then we make the foundation of the building, or the lower part, and then the upper part of the building where all the columns will be. Now, a little more of a layer on the upper part of the building, that little band that runs around the top, and then a little teeny bit more of the top of the building. You got to draw them carefully so that they're nice and even and they don't wobble and bump into each other. And then one more layer and another. It's like a big cake, isn't it? Okay, and then in the middle, the flag of India flying overhead. There's another little line across the bottom I'm making for that other layer.
I think I'm getting all the details right. Am I, Papa?
Actually, Jane, I think you missed a couple of the layers. We need to put a couple more layers on the top of the building before you put the flag on.
Okay, Papa. I'll do it better next time.
And look at this too. I'm putting in all these openings on the bottom layer right under where the columns are going to be. And now we'll do those columns we talked about. And again, they're evenly spaced as well. Now, if you have to pause, please do. Take your time, catch up with me. You can go forward again and then pause again. There's a lot of columns, and you want to make them look pretty even. Now, in the front, the spacing is even, but as they go toward the back, the spacing will get a little tighter because the building is round. They look a little closer together as we go further around the edge of the building. Now the entryways at the bottom. And then there's other windows and openings in the building down there that we draw. You can try to get them as even as possible. You don't have to be perfect.
That's a lot of detail, Papa. Can you slow down?
Here's a moment where it's a good time to catch up, to pause if you need to draw the little details that you might have missed. There's a lot of detail on this drawing. And then we're going to finish up with the little roof windows, the windows and openings that are at the top of the building. And when we get those finished, little markings on the very, very top layer, evenly across all the way. Now there are still some openings in between the columns that we have to do, which we're getting at now. You'll have to count to see how many openings there are and where they fall in between the different columns. Now, as soon as we're done with these, then we're going to start coloring. There's not a lot of coloring on this, but a little bit. Okay, I'm using a dark pen to paint in those marks on that first level right above the lowest level. And now a little yellow on the building and the different parts of the building. Putting in another design. I'm going pretty fast here. There's yellow on the bottom again. Yellow in between the columns. Don't do the columns. I'm racing like a zillion miles an hour. You can pause. You don't have to race this fast. And a little brown on the lines on the top there, the upper parts and the lower part. And now we're doing the reddish color foundation lower part of the building. And then after that, finally, we'll do the trees green and a little bit of the ground in front. And the doorway's a bluish gray. And the flag, and we're going to be done. I'm racing along here. You can pause and catch up, and we're finished. The Parliament building in Delhi, India.
Kids Art Fun does the very best drawings.
See you back here at Kids Art Fun.